Hello, my name is InfoHit, and I've always enjoyed coming up with new theories and strategies in CS:GO, and that's kind of why I'm making this video. I want to share it and be able to see my theories possibly come into competitive play outside of my own team, and I figured this might be the best way to do it, kind of inspired by Anders' Theorycraft series. But obviously this will be named something different. I'm not quite sure what that will be named yet, but it'll be named differently. Yeah, I just want to see my ideas develop into things actually used in the competitive scene outside of my own team once again. So yeah, this first video will be focused on Overpass, mostly on B, as that is what I played this season. I have a couple of ideas on A side, or towards the A side of the map, but yeah, I'll go over that later. So, the first thing I want to propose is a kind of double molly here. So most teams will throw this, a Molotov like this at least. This Molotov to stop CTs from pushing B, right? And a lot of teams have started to smoke this molly, or even pre-smoke it. I got SK in a few demos, they just pre-smoke this even before the molly pops. And I think a good way to combat this would be to you continue to throw this molly, but you can also throw this Molotov once the train goes away. You aim at this window right here, generate crosshair color. So you aim at that window, and you just hold A until you come to the edge of the pallet, and that'll molly here. There's also another way to throw this, a little bit easier. If you just come to the center of the pallet, and you aim down from this caution sign to the middle of the door, like that, and you jump through. But that one missed. But this one won't catch as much, and it kind of leaves them this whole area to stand in. The one that I throw lands around here, and it catches way more, so they can't really hide as easily towards sandbags. But I think if you throw both these mollies, it'll really stop CTs from trying to take water control. Especially if you notice that they are fighting really hard for it. If they do smoke it and they do decide they want to go through this molly, that's a solid 50 damage at least on them, right? So that's one idea to try and work water control. Now as a CT, if you noticed that T's are taking a lot, say you throw this molly to try and stop them, right? As many teams have started to do. And the T's have now started to smoke this molly. Oops. They've now started to smoke the molly, which is kind of a really cool thing for the T's to do for you, right? They're giving you the audible cue that they're taking water. Now, I want to propose this idea to kind of counter that as a CT. So, say you start out with a pretty passive setup. You come up here, molly, but you don't go for water control, okay? If they molly it, whatever. And you just have a CT here jump spotting with a nade. You can actually, once you hear the smoke, CT can jump spot and throw a nade like that, which will do a solid 30-40 damage, anyone coming through, right? You can also throw these two nades. So you come to this corner, and you aim, there's a little dark spot, you just aim to the left of it, and you jump through. That nade will also hit them pretty hard. And there's this nade in the corner, and you aim at this leaf, and once your crosshair crosses the concrete, you throw it. Now, if you throw all three of these nades, as soon as you hear them throw the smoke, as soon as you hear the smoke pop on the Molotov, that sound right there, as soon as you hear that, and you throw your nades, I really think you can get a double kill with the nades right there. I really think you can. And I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to do. Now another thing as a CT, if say the T's are on eco and you think they might rush monster. You have some read on them, right? You can have one CT go like this. The standard Molotov towards monster. But you can also throw this Molotov. As you're running out, you come out and you aim these two windows on the left side. You just aim in the middle of them, and then once you keep your crosshair like in the middle, and once it crosses this, you throw it. So like that, you throw. Oh, that one missed. So I have no clue why this is missing. Maybe it might have been this window. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that one worked. Okay, so yeah. You can molly the whole tunnel, and like a lot of teams, they'll have say 1T by a smoke for the molly, and they'll just be like, they have 1T deady with the smoke out, and they just pre-smoke the molly or whatever they do, right? Now if you throw two mollies, then the pre-smoke isn't gonna work for the entire thing, right? So like, if you throw that and it hits, then I think that's a pretty solid play. If you have a pretty hard read on them rushing monster, or even like as a default like kind of thing, that'll shut down a monster rush every time, right? Or it'll at least do 50 damage to them when they're coming through. So I think that is a pretty decent idea that someone could employ. Another idea. I found this smoke here. So there's a little like dark rectangle. Just put your crosshair on the top of your crosshair on the bottom left of it, and you jump through, and that will smoke T side of monster. Now it's not a perfect smoke. There is like a kind of one way right here, but they can't see all the monster, right? Even if they go on top of the barrel, they can't see all the monster. So say you throw that smoke. Someone with this smoke and two flashes, they can throw the smoke. And from this corner you can also flash like this. So you take like 2 steps, you throw, you can do the same thing, and that will help your teammates get out monster. So you have 2 teammates right here, and then that dude's throwing the smoke flashes, you know? He smokes, flashes, after the first flash they start running up, and with the second flash they come out, right? Just because it isn't exactly safe to run through this with just 1 flash. I think 2 flashes is much safer. And yeah, you'll kind of have the full monster control. So again, could do this. Don't miss, but yeah, the flash is pretty much perfect. You should catch anyone in monster that isn't like counter flash like this. Even anyone like back at the barrel. That smoke missed for some reason, but yeah, you guys saw it the first time. Yeah, I think that is a decent play, CT aggro play for information. Outside of like the normal water control, that play can be really useful, I feel like, just to change it up on the T's. If they're only playing 1 holding there, it's a decent play in like a 4-on-4, or even earlier on 5v5. I think it can be good. You can even throw it for your teammates once they have water control. You just want that extra little bit of information. Say you're in a 4v5, and that guy wants to rotate. He doesn't even need to throw the smoke. He can just throw the flashes. And 2 teammates in water can go through, or even 1 dude. Like they should be blind. You should be able to go through. One more thing. From down here in water, you can throw this Molotov. Aim up at the wires. And this Molotov should force anyone out of this corner, and it should force them to peek either monster or water. There's nowhere they can hide, where they won't be seen from one or the other, right? So you have information, like your teammate saw him cross, and he's pretty confident that he's in that corner. Your teammate's an opper and needs to post up, and you are like, yo, I can throw this molly. And you throw the molly, and then you get the frag, and basically monster control, if they're only playing 1 there, right? So that's a pretty decent way to get a pick. And now for the one thing I have towards A. So if you run up into this corner and you aim kind of in the middle of these two corners, maybe a little bit to the left, there's a skybox right here you might hit. So like that. Oh, like that. Okay, what the fuck? There you go. So if you throw that smoke, you kind of get this really interesting smoke towards party. And I think this can be used in a lot of ways. So you throw that smoke. Oops. Alright, so you throw that smoke. The worst spawn throws the smoke, and the best spawn throws this one. Not like that, but on the second step. Now he can come through, assuming that's a good smoke, and he can go like this. He will beat the first T. I'm like 90% of the time he'll beat the first T. If he has a good A spawn, and he comes up, there's the smoke, and just books it. Maybe his teammate that's throwing a smoke can also flash over, just in case. And he can beat the first T. So across here. He'll not beat the T to here, but like they'll be peaking at around the same time. And no T is going to be pre-aiming this, just cause like as a T, say you have maybe 2 or 3 towards A. You're gonna be holding like here, and they may just think that this smoke is the same as this smoke. Like, and as a T running through party or playground, it sounds the exact same. They will not be expecting this, and they will be caught off guard by the T pushing right there while the teammate's holding mid, or something like that, you know. Most of the time they'll be looking towards long, and then they'll clear like this. But by the time they get to here and they're looking long, you're already peeking, right? Now, say after you do that play, you do it again. Maybe not the round directly after, but oh my gosh. So I'm on a different crosshair for this video, but just don't miss it that much. Yeah, so you throw the smoke again, and you actually boost your teammate on this bench with that smoke. You boost them on the bench. Let me add a butt. Bitch comic. Alright. Oh, it's not. I don't click it on. But I think you guys get the idea. You can boost right here with those smokes, and if a T hears that smoke again, they might come over here. They may be like over here, and if anyone's over here, they'll be focused right there. They'll be fucking spamming the shit out of that, right? And then you're just boosting over the smoke with your teammate, and you see him over this. I don't know if you can see them over the regular smoke by yourself, actually. But you can definitely see them if you're boosted right here. And you can also see over this smoke. Also be able to see over that one. So I think that's an interesting kind of, I don't know, interesting aggressive play to do that people may not be expecting in League. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I'm trying to think of anything else I may have. I think that's it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, or anything, I guess, what you think of this. If you end up using it with your team, or even in matchmaking, I guess, just let me know. Because I'm really interested in seeing how people use this and how other people react to it, as I haven't really gotten to use much of this with my own team. So yeah, let me know, and let me know what map you may want to see next. I do have some ideas for other maps that I might make into more videos if this gets a pretty good reception for the first video. So yeah, thank you, bye bye.